box open, and this is what was inside. It was. It's okay. I wouldn't call it expert lock worthy, but it is what it is. It's gonna be some money in my pocket. That's weird. That chat turned to red. I don't know if that means it's old or if that's just. I don't know exactly what that is, but we will take that stuff and we'll take that water. That's not worth nothing. Know where we're going. This way? Okay. Well, Mars Research Facility XW. I think those are Roman numerals. Is W a Roman numeral? Does that mean 10? I think I is 1, V is 5, I guess W is 10. It'd be crazy if I just got zapped when I
So
jumped
you
in
must
here.
be the one who got me out of the red with the trade authority. Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts? Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at? A fast-growing terramorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring
Okay.
this to me? Adrian. She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
I mean, we probably shouldn't be like bringing them to other planets, but what do I know?
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests.
What kind of projects?
Oh,
Can I touch
and
them?
Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we?
I mean, you're on Mars anyways.
All right,
What's the difference,
just
bro?
get those cellular markers tagged. Wait, where are the markers?
This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in the slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved. Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
No.
It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Talsetti. This specimen, it grew there. Faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
It would be the end of us as a species.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You wanna tell me
Let's
what your
use
plans
it
are for it
against
now?
the aliens.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here,
Hey
fast
bro,
food
have a
take
margarita.
seconds. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
So did Sarah just disappear whenever he became my follower? Oh no, Sarah's here. Hey Sarah.
If you
Looking
don't
cute.
mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later. Fine by me.
Alright, let's go. Yeah. Alright, you guys got anything cool in here? Anything I should be stealing? I would think for such a huge place there'd be more than one guy. All alone again. Percival was in the hole again. Just can't wait to surface Mars with my friends. We just came up out that hole again. Alright, now we're gonna run all the way back. Can we just fast travel? Keep waiting for these doors to open, man.
Used to think I was Vanguard material.
Is that really her? Hadrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hatchling yourself anymore, Major.
Sarah, get out the way.
Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say,
Nice shoes. I like
Not
those.
here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
The Red Devils aren't exactly your average bar crowd. You can see it in their eyes.
Whoa.
We don't belong here.
Okay.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble. That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on 2 conditions. 1, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And 2, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us. Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done. Well, it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it. All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Noble.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, we still need to do some more there. And we could do that one. So we finally unlocked this one. Definitely gonna do that. And then next, we probably should have done that one, but maybe yeah. What's our next milestone on this one? 150. Okay. We're level 22. It's not bad.
And sooner rather than later.
Kind of want to keep going with the UC mission. I like this. You alright? There. Alright. Yeah, let's continue with these UC missions. I'm wanting to do pretty much all the faction missions before I continue with the main quest. No. Ah, man, I got contraband. So before I do that, let's run over to that place that buys the contraband. Right here.
How's it going? Take your time.
Man.
Cool.
I heard
That's
you
what
like
we do here.
contraband. Right there. The Varun heretics' writings. I wish I could read these.
Okay, let's try this again. Having an allergic reaction.
An allergic reaction?
I don't know, I put it on and my face was fucking burning and itching.
That's no good.
I think it's because I forgot to wash off this exfoliant.
Maybe so. From ship inventory. Same thing. We already got one on us, so we can get rid of that. Yeah. That's all we got.
See you around.
See you, buddy. Alright, and now we should be able to fast travel.
Hell of a city, isn't it? There's nowhere else like it in the galaxy.
Captain! Over here!
Yo.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My
You're a man.
relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come. I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young. Training accidents and the like. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it. I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective, and UC. Military, and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned. My areas of expertise are pretty specific, but messed up families are up there. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Alright. Got our first cabinet meeting. I feel like I'm going to see the president.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting.
What? You
While
want
no one
everybody
would
to die?
argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Hell yeah.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
I'm uncomfortable opening the archives without gathering more information. However, if that's the path forward you prefer, then so be it.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
Hell yeah, let's go kick some Xenomorph ass.
I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
We gotta take the stairs. Yo, get out. Bro, you guys should be down there.
Rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you!
What's going on?
Help us! Stop!
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got.
No, we didn't. Okay. Well, we gotta use this gun.
Bring it on.
I don't even need a gun. Give it your best shot. You got nothing. Cowards.
Okay.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming.
That's scary.
We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Alright. Oh man. I'm gonna have to go get some batteries. Yeah, I got the other batteries charged up though. They last a pretty long time for real. Can I get you anything? Alright.
It's right here. Just rinse it out real good because we keep.
There you go. Alright.
Let's do it.
Matt's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Yeah. Alright. Let's go.
Wait. Did you hear that?
Damn, did we crash? I think we crashed. Yep. Damn, that sucks. Alright, loading back in.
way those people...
We'd try, but some of the other
Pheromonic project. It affects everyone. You kill the more? Let's do it.
That's unlocked.
Alright, let's go.
What was that?
No time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and bring your firepower. Let's move. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
A lot of crazy shit happening.
Don't just stand there.
There he is. Alright. Cool. Thanks.
Going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. You have to put down that form. You won't be leaving here alive.
It's got me! It's got me! Where are you?
Let's see if they've got
Got
anything
it.
worth
Okay. Wow. That was crazy.
Wait, officer? Are you and this woman experts? Take whatever we can get right now. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. We're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Why you sound so soft, bro? Yo,
Heard you might be
nice gun,
looking for
dude.
some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
Yeah, bro.
You two
where
have
were you a
any
minute ago?
experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
Yeah.
Roger that. We're on you. Eyes open.
Alright. Let's hope they're watching our back, not shooting us in the back.
Move up. Keep the pressure.
micro gun though.
Go tell the sergeant what happened.
It's over. Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
Thank the heavens you're back in one piece. I guess our people weren't so lucky.
The few protecting the many.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you.
The city owes you both a debt after this.
We were just in the right place at the right time. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Okay. Alright. And we have the micro gun with a 350 fire rate. That is insane. I love it. Alright.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
They said you're free to come and go.
That's a... Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data.
Cool.
So, will you help us? I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. We're dismissed.
Isn't a good time to talk.
10,000. I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm gonna gonna go check in with Chief
Talk with
Engineer
Samco.
Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that data.
Was Sam in here?
You've seen these orders. A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second in command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varoon.
Now, the UC's already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varoon to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
What even is this answer? That's crazy. I need electrodes, a tooth extractor, and sodium pentothal.
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon?
Let's do the Freestar first.
The good
'cause I haven't even
Ambassador
been to
Radcliffe.
Varoon.
She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
If Sam is any example of how stubborn the Freestar people can be, then I can imagine how difficult it must be dealing with this ambassador.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code. Said like you've done this before. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
Wow, she's
But
wiretapped.
getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you. Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
Cool.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Nice. Another 10K. Wow.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval. It does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
I have no doubt.
Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the
Still around
attacks.
somewhere.
Watch out for automated security in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind.
Oh, that's not good.
Be smart out there, Captain.
Alright. So, before we do that, let's come over. Let's see. It's not in there. That one. And then we also need to pick up, we want to get the companion's belongings. So fast travel to the lodge. I don't think you can fast travel to an activity. You might can, but I didn't try.
Can't think of a better place to recharge and ready ourselves for our next mission.
I guess we can sell Barrett's outfit. Not sure what it's worth. Talk with Sam. Let's see here.
I will be monitoring everyone's vitals for signs of continued trauma. Constellation has
You got
suffered
some of that
losses
stuff,
before.
Vasco.
I will keep your items safe, Captain.
Yeah, take all. Alright. Now we can go over to the mercantile. And well, that would require us remembering where the mercantile is. I believe it's up here, or at least the armory shop is. I know. sure Sergeant Yumi does have more work.
There's nothing that ensures. Please, take a look.
Okay. We really don't use these a lot.
You know,
Are you interested in
just by
buying
walking
anything
through that
besides
door,
guns?
please, take a look.
No. We're still over in Comfort. We need to find, we can just go to the spaceport and sell at the terminal there.
Man, I could really dive deep into some chunks right now. Can we on?
Wait, this tram is right over here. Let's just go to the place. Alright, we'll stop in here. See what he's got for us.
Ah, crime has slowed down. I do. Thanks to you, the spaceport is up and running again, which is good for commerce, but also for smugglers.
Like me.
We've received a tip that someone has been bringing in contraband into New Atlantis through the spaceport, and we need to investigate. Great. First, speak to one of the technicians over by landing pad B.
Yes, sir.
Ask them if they've noticed any suspicious activity. Once you've gotten a lead, cross-reference their testimony with ship records over at Aegis. When you're done, report back to me with your findings.
Yes, sir.
See you later.
I asked my boss what they're doing. You'll be scared.
You should inspect.
We'll sell what we can. No. Yeah, spacesuits.
If you're overloaded, we should stop and prioritize what we're carrying.
Damn, they're out of money that fast. That is so whack.
Your ship for heat leeches every couple lands.
Ship. Alright, let's drop all my stuff off. Any extra weapons? No. Spacesuits? Yes, yes. Packs. Right there. take a break. And yeah, we'll probably play for one more hour and that'll be it. But we'll take a quick break real quick. Thanks for watching, guys. Twitch, Ben and Brit. YouTube is King Ben.